Well, good evening my friends and happy Thursday. It's the 13th of January and I hope you're all doing well. So today's vlog is going to be a little bit different. It's just going to be a big old chat all about the quilting and sewing goals that I would love to do this year. I have a whole list of things here that are things that will happen, definitely, and then possibly other things that are kind of like wish list. They may or may not happen. You know what I mean? So let's just jump right into it. The first two things that I would love to do, and I will do, is finish 2 quilts. Now we all know one of them. It's here hanging on the ironing board and it's my lovely Quilty Trees quilt. The first goal for this year is to get this finished. It is my mission to get all of the blocks pieced, all of the rows pieced, and then quilt it, and then you know, just store it away to then be surprised that I actually made this when Christmas comes. But that is the first thing that I would like to finish this year. It's right up there. It's right on the top of the list. The next quilt that I am going to finish this year, it is one that I started last year and then I hastily put it away because I couldn't be bothered basting it to then get it ready for quilting. I just sort of procrastinated over it and then other things just happened. And it is this quilt here. It is my Nightingale quilt. Does everybody remember this one? From what I can remember, I started this during lockdown, or it was one of the quilts that I did during lockdown this year. Oh no, last year, that's right. And you know, I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful quilt that has lovely, fresh, bold, solid colours, and then the centre cross in the middle is a black and white sort of pebbly spot. So once we get our lovely quilty trees done, this is the next quilt that will be finished. And then once those 2 quilts are done, then I feel that I can sort of move on to new projects. And this is where I think things get a little bit exciting. If you have been watching my recent vlogs, then you'll know that I have been getting back into making some hexie flowers. So I'm planning on having this as like a project that I'll be sort of working on throughout the year. It could take me 2 months, it could take me 6 months, it could take me 12 months, and then I'll do more next year. I don't know. But it's just a project that I want when I'm just sitting down and watching TV, just relaxing. It's just something that I can have just to occupy my hands, as well as, you know, the creative side of the brain that's just continually churning and churning. I have made a hexie flower quilt before and I'll put a picture of that up on the screen. I did that in, I'm pretty sure I finished it in lockdown 2020. The very first lockdown we ever had. And I absolutely love that quilt. It is just like a tapestry of all of the quilts that I've ever made, I think. It's such a great source of like memories and past quilts that I've made, and it just sort of encompasses everything that I love about quilting, like texture and print and color and just clashing of everything, and just, you know, like being creative and not worrying about, I don't know, what other people think, I guess. I just made a quilt that just sort of represents the kind of aesthetic that I love. So my plan is to kind of like make a 2.0 version, I suppose, and then either keep it or maybe sell it. It really just depends on how much I love it by the time I finish it. That's kind of like my problem. I get too attached to the quilts that I make and then I don't want to like give them away. No, that's a lie. When I'm making it for someone, or that I know that I am going to be gifting it to someone, I don't form an attachment. But when I'm just making it for the sake of making it, I don't then want to let it go. But yeah, another hexie flower version 2 quilt is coming. It's just going to be a little project that's sort of like slowly burning in the background, and then all of a sudden it will just come together and become something. So that's very exciting. If you are a long time watcher, maybe in the last year or 2, then you will know all about my start and then my stop and then my start and then my stop of my, I think I'm calling it a Liberty Spring Flower quilt. or spring show quilt or something like that. I don't know. But it's a quilt that I started I think like 2 years ago, just featuring lots of beautiful Liberty fabric prints. There is a particular name of the range that I'm using and I can't remember what it is, but I will put it on the screen. But it's just the little orange peels, and when you put it together it creates like a circle. But yeah, it's that quilt. And I have it all here in one of my little felt containers, and it's a quilt that, yeah, I've started and stopped and then started and then stopped, and it's all just sitting there waiting for me to come back to it. So this is potentially a quilt that I might come back to this year. I don't know, I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with this one. I love it, but at the same time I'm struggling with it because it's kind of not really, I don't know, my colours or anything like that. I don't know. I'm struggling with this one. That's why I've stopped and started it so many times. But it is a project that I would like to keep going with and eventually finish. But when that will be, I really can't say. But this is on the list. It is a goal, but it may not be a goal that I tick off, if you know what I mean. I've just found the pattern for the Liberty quilt, and it's this one. That's the one I'm talking about, and that's what it will hopefully look like. And it's called Liberty Flower Show Spring. But if you're interested, I will link the pattern below. Moving on from that, there are a couple of other patterns that I would like to give a go this year. They are paper patterns, so we're, you know, going into the realm of dressmaking, well, at least one of them. The other two are more like crafty things. But I think last year sometime I found this pattern at Spotlight, and it is the Burda, what is it, 6449, and I'm really interested in making this dress here. It's a really nice sort of flattering sort of like silhouette. I love like the flutter sleeves and that it cinches here in the waist, and then it's got a nice flowy sort of skirt and it stops at the knees, and it's also got pockets. But this kind of style dress really suits my body shape, and you know, it'll kind of like, you know, hide some of the not so desirable bits, but that's here or there. It doesn't really matter. But I would like to try and make this dress. Now, we all know that I'm not the best of dressmakers. I'm very much a novice, although I have made previous things like a hoodie and pajama pants, and I have made a dress. I still don't feel that I have really mastered dressmaking. So as I always say, practice makes perfect, and I think this will be a quite simple type pattern to make. Now, whether I'll make this soon because it's a very summery dress, or I leave it until later on in the year when the weather starts warming up in like October or November. But this is a goal for the year that hopefully we'll get time to do. Moving on to the other patterns, this needs a little bit of an introduction. Oh, I said that really slowly. Introduction. As you all know, I am a huge Disney fan. I mean, hello, wearing one of my favorite shirts at the moment. I am a huge fan of Mickey and Minnie Mouse. I love Buzz Lightyear. I love all of them. And it's something that I would like to kind of explore a little bit more in vlogs, in content, in making things, you know, just kind of like having fun with it and just seeing like what the possibilities are in my kind of world where I love to sew and craft and bake, how I can sort of like, you know, weave a Disney theme into it. But before I go on, I just want to say that I know that not everyone is into Disney, and so if that is you, it's okay if you're not going to be interested in it. I totally get it, and I'm not offended. So it's okay if you want to like skip the content that I make that is Disney related. I thought I would just say that, I guess, because I know that Disney is not everyone's cup of tea, but I will try my best to make it fun and not so like in your face type thing if it's not you. My thought is, while I am kind of daily vlogging at the moment, I would love to sort of dedicate a day during the week as like a Disney themed day. I don't know whether I'm taking this too far, or I don't know, I'm sort of like letting my obsession kind of like overtake things. Just the idea of doing that, you know, makes me really quite excited. So I'm just going to sort of like go through a few things that I'm maybe thinking of doing and see what you guys think. Oh gosh, I don't know which one to talk about first, the patterns or the book. We'll do the book first and then we'll chat about some sewing projects. If you have watched yesterday's vlog, you would have seen me mention this book here. It is the Unofficial Disney Parks Cookbook by Ashley Craft, and it is full of amazing park recipes. So I'm talking about Mickey beignets, I'm talking about Dole Whip, caramel popcorn, there is cheeseburger spring rolls, the grey stuff from Beauty and the Beast, caramel apples, like the list goes on. It's got recipes for blue and green milk from the new Star Wars lands that they have. So I really want to give them a go, but I also would like to vlog them and share them with you because I love sharing my bakes and my makes with you here. So that's something that I'd really like to do, just to sort of mix things up a bit and just sort of share another side of the things that I love to do. I'm also really excited by the idea of doing some Disney makes, so doing some sewing projects. There's a couple of really fun Mickey and Minnie Mouse like quilts and blocks and paper piecing designs that I'm beginning to see in Instagram, so it's very, very exciting. I would also love to make these. These are both Simplicity patterns and they are reproductions of the old patterns that they brought out in 1945. And it's the very first sort of plushies that they did at Disneyland. I'm pretty sure, but don't quote me. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. We have the vintage Mickey and Minnie and Pluto. They do look a little bit frightening, but I really want to make them. I'm so up for that challenge to make these. And then this pattern has Dumbo, Thumper and Bambi. Coming back to the whole dressmaking thing, these are going to be a challenge because I know that there's going to be elements in making these that are going to be quite old school, and I'm going to be like, I don't know what that is, but I am excited to learn and challenge myself, because you're not going to grow in your skills if you don't give new things a go. And I feel that these will challenge me and I'm totally up for it. So what do we think of maybe doing one day during the week that we do a Disney day? I was thinking of maybe either doing a Disney Wednesday or a Disney Friday, where every Wednesday or every Friday, I'm leaning towards Friday because of the way that I'm sort of trying to plan out my week. I feel like Fridays would be easier for me to film stuff like this and then edit on the weekend. But either Wednesday or Friday, I'd love to just dedicate it as a day where I do either a Disney recipe or a Disney pattern or a Disney sewing block, or we start a Mickey Mouse quilt. But yeah, it's just a thought that I've had. Again, coming back to the whole, I know that not everyone is into Disney. If you prefer to have a Disney day every second week, that's another option. I've actually had a thought. I might do a poll in my community tab where you can help me decide whether to do a Disney Wednesday, a Disney Friday, or we do it every second week. I'm not going to give you the option of I don't want it at all, because I want to do it and it's my channel. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So if you'd like to participate in that poll, then I think I can link it on the screen, I don't know, but I'll also put a link down in the description box. The thought of doing that and sharing my sort of love that I have for Disney. I love Disney. You have no idea how much joy it brings me and happiness. And it's that I would like to share with people. And, I want to do that with the two things that I love to do. It's sew and bake. So the thought of doing that is very exciting. Thank you for just watching me just waffle on about how much I love Disney and all of this stuff. I really do appreciate it. I know I say it all of the time, but I would just like to say thank you to each and every one of you for just always coming over and watching the things that I do here, for leaving such lovely, wonderful comments that I just always just make my day when I read them. I hope that this video gives you a little bit of inspiration to, I don't know, make some goals for yourself in your own sewing practice, and to, yeah, just incorporate the things that you love into your makes and your creates, and just find a way to just enjoy it on another level. So if you'd like, don't forget to vote in my Disney Day poll. I really do hope that you guys are into this plan, because it's something that I'm really excited about, and I really want to make these, and I really want to make stuff out of this, and I really want to share it with you. On a personal level, I hope that I will be able to get quite a lot of these things done. The two biggest goals is to get the 2 quilts done, because then I feel that I'm ready to move on, because these are 2021 makes. And I kind of want to start as fresh as I can this year, and yeah, just move on to other things. So I'm excited for those, but I'm also excited to get them finished. Oh my gosh, I've waffled on so long. I really don't know what I've said, or whether I've said everything that I wanted to say, but I'm gonna go. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow, because tomorrow is Friday, so I will be vlogging again. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye bye. It is the 13th. Oh my gosh, could it even be the 14th? No, it's the 13th. Nice. Okay. I'm not, no. Okay, that's okay. Oh my gosh, take 2. Ooh. Are they both simplicity? But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Oh, I said that really slowly. Introduction.